Hello, everyone. All right, we're giving this another try. So sometimes it takes a few tries. There's always kind of snags with technology, and that is just what happened. I am on StreamYard, and as you can see, it has some great features. One of the features is that I can share my screen. So the whole purpose of this live stream is for me to show you some behind the scenes on my channel. Now, I need to just go ahead and test this out because StreamYard is telling me that I can share my screen, but I had to close down Chrome and reopen. And StreamYard, the studio, I'm actually broadcasting through Chrome. That's how StreamYard works. So let me go ahead and see if this is going to work now. So I'm trying to share screen. And it looks like we are sharing now. Great. Okay. So what I'm going to show you here is the behind the scenes of my channel. We're celebrating on this channel. I just reached the milestone of 100,000 views. So I'm going to just give you a few tips about YouTube SEO. This isn't going to be a comprehensive webinar or tutorial on YouTube SEO. I just want to show you what I have learned since I've been running this channel. So I'm going to dive in here. So first of all, I want to show you the total number of views on this channel. So you can see your channel has gotten 102,983 views. Okay. And I'm still on the climb to 1,000 subscribers. As most of you know, the threshold for getting monetized on YouTube is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So what I hope that you'll understand, if you haven't heard this before, YouTube is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So you have to have a lot of patience. And I recommend anybody who wants to build their YouTube channel, it's really about serving your audience and really having a passion for understanding what information your audience wants from you. And so not only are you creating videos, taking a lot of time to create videos, and you will lessen the amount of time that you spend on each video. For instance, you can do batch recording, you can have other people help you with the editing, and you just you get more familiar with like anything. If you're learning a musical instrument, if you're learning how to swim, the more and more you do it, making the videos will become easier. But in conjunction with making the videos, it's super important that you understand YouTube analytics and how your videos are performing. Okay, so I could go on and on about that. Let's just take a little dive over the next 15 minutes or so. This isn't going to be a super long live stream. We're just going to talk about some of the ways my channel has significantly grown, especially over the past year and a half. So you'll see YouTube gives me the top videos in this period. This is the #1 video that continues to get about, I think, 1,500 views every week. And we'll dive in to this specific video in just a moment, but let's look at all the top 4 videos. We have how to post story on Facebook business page, how to use Snap Camera with Zoom on Mac, how to remove a video background. Now this one, actually, I'm going to skip over that. We're not even going to dive into that. This video, it is #4. And I'm actually, to be honest, considering removing it from my channel because it has nothing to do with video marketing and video production. It's a video I made for fun. It's actually like a mini documentary. It just happens to have keywords and an audience where people are finding it. And so I'm still debating whether I'm going to remove that. Then this one, how to get a blurred video background, Focus Live portrait videos. This is about an app called Focus Live. Okay, so out of the park, this video has beaten every video out of the park. So as I mentioned, we're at about 103,000 views on this channel. And this one video was published on October 23rd, 2020, and it has received 40,520 views as of today. Okay, so that is an anomaly on this channel. And so now we need to understand, why is this video getting so many views? Okay, so let's first of all look at how it's performed overall. It's gotten this many views, and then the watch time is really great. So almost nearly 1,000 watch time hours out of the 4,000 needed for monetization. 247 subscribers, people who never knew about me, who came across this video on YouTube. Okay, so then we want to dive into reach. Okay, so reach, this shows us how many people were walking by. They were like walking, the analogy I like to think is they're walking down the street, and then suddenly they stop and look in a storefront, a window, and they see something in that storefront. But it's actually the people who have just been walking by and sort of like glancing out of the corner of their eye, that's the impressions. The reach is actually the people who've looked a little bit more intently, okay? Now, out of those impressions, we've gotten 13, almost 14% click-through rate. And the click-through rate is super important. So if people are walking by, but they are not stopping in front of the shop window, then the video is going to tank. And that's going to give a signal to the YouTube algorithm, hey, this video isn't even important. Okay, of course it is important. You made it. But I'm just saying that's how the YouTube algorithm works. YouTube wants to know, are people interested? Do they like the thumbnail? Is this a title that people are interested in, a topic? And once the click-through rate starts to go up, and this is a good click-through rate, then YouTube is going to start sending it out. The signal goes out to the algorithm to show the video in many different places on YouTube, okay? And so let's just scroll down and look at the traffic sources. So we can see here, this is super important, okay? This video, 62% of the views, of the traffic, the 62% of this 40,500 views has come from YouTube search. Only 32% has come from external. Now that 32% is great, right? So you're always going to have a percentage of views coming from external, but we're actually going to dive. See, we're going down through the layers of YouTube because it's super important to know, okay, this video is really great in YouTube search. But now we want to know, where are people finding it externally? Because it's always going to be a combination, and your external views are going to be much less than YouTube search, okay? Now, why are they going to be less? Because it's harder to get traffic coming over to YouTube from other social media sites. And so I hope if you guys take nothing away from this video, that you'll understand the number one goal, your absolute priority, if you want to build your YouTube channel, is understanding how to rank in YouTube search. Because once you rank in YouTube search, you can also potentially rank in Google search. As everybody knows, stating the obvious, because YouTube is owned by Google, But the first thing is you have to get that video performing in YouTube. And so what that means is you can't just give a shot in the dark. So as I said, I had many videos on my channel. They got, couple hundred views. Some of these videos had been up there for several years and only got to a couple hundred views. Why is that? Because I wasn't making the videos for YouTube search. So a lot of people don't have this understanding. And I think it's really only, um, I would say just from doing it that this mind shift can happen. But I see this all the time that, and it was my experience too, like, oh, maybe I can just put a few things up on YouTube and suddenly, people will start finding the video. No, it doesn't work. That does not work, and you waste your time. It's a waste of time unless you just want 50 views on your video. You don't want that many people to see it. So, okay, so now we're back. Let's click on external. Let's go. Let's see here. Okay, traffic sources. Here we go. So it shows us 32% of that overall 32% of the 40,500, 80% of the views are coming from Google search. So essentially, almost all the views, almost every single view on this video is coming from YouTube and Google. Okay? That the proof is right here in this video. But I can also say we don't have time, but looking at all the other videos on my channel, the highest amount of traffic from external views is always going to be Google search. That's been my experience. Unless, I would say, as a caveat, unless you have a big audience already built on Facebook or Instagram, or alternatively, you want to pay, I would say, thousands of dollars in ads. But small business owners, we're looking for free traffic, right? Like, we want to know what is the best way we can drive traffic through organic views. And that's really why I wanted to do this live stream, because I want you guys to understand this is all organic traffic. I haven't paid a single dollar for ads on YouTube. Okay. And, okay. So then you can see a seriously small amount from Facebook and from other search engines. And then we can look a little bit more closely at the external traffic here. All right. So it's just so like minuscule number of views from Facebook, from all these other places. And okay, let me just clarify. I am not saying these views don't matter, because I spend quite a bit of time actually putting my videos out in other places. So I put my videos on Facebook. Every single video that I'm making, I always put it on multiple social media networks. But I'm showing you this because I want you guys to understand it only adds up to such a small percentage. So I keep my expectations low. The reason I continue to I put like teaser videos on Facebook and Instagram, and I put, it out. I put my videos on Twitter, sometimes on Medium, but I don't have an expectation that I'm relying on other social media networks to give me YouTube traffic. So that's an important distinction, and it's one that I'm actually really grateful for. I'm grateful to know that if I give love, if I pay attention, just like anything, like any relationship, if I'm paying attention and I really pay respect to the YouTube algorithm, it's going to work for me. Okay. And so I'm not relying on those other external sources, which is a good lesson for life. Like, just pay attention to what you have control over, right? Okay, so lots of external sources, right? But it's just one view, and YouTube even says 0%. So it's like nothing to YouTube. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to the total overall picture on this video. Now, I want to go ahead and stop sharing this for a moment. Okay, so we're going to actually go into Google now. We're going to actually search the title on this video, how to post your Facebook business page story. I'm going to search on it on Facebook and Google. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we can see where this video ranks. I want you to see it for yourself. Okay, so all right, let's just do this. This is easier. Let's see. Okay. I've got a lot of options here. Bear with me. Okay, so we actually just want to share the Chrome tab. All right, let's just do this. So we are now just going to go into YouTube. And we're going to type in that title. Let's just pretend we're a person wanting to know about how to post your Facebook business page story. So I'm going to think of, I'll just type in a few keywords like we do, Facebook business page story. Okay, I'd love to know, how do I post on my story? That's the problem that I need to solve right now. And boom, which video are you likely to click on? Most people are not going to scroll and scroll and scroll. They're going to look at the top 3 videos and see. So over time, as I said, this video was published about a year and a half ago. It didn't start out, at the top of the YouTube search for these keywords, but it did rank pretty close on the first page. And the way that I got it to rank is because I did my research beforehand. So there's 2 things to really hone in here. The first thing is that I understood, okay, I need to know what other people are searching for in relation to Facebook business page story. So when I'm coming up with ideas, my idea generation is I have a problem I'm personally experiencing. Or I know of a problem that my clients are experiencing, and I know that I can provide information. So with this, I knew that I was not the only person wondering, how the heck do I post on my business page story? So I did my SEO research, and I personally, as you can see here, I use TubeBuddy. And there's many different websites and companies that specialize in YouTube SEO. I'm sure if you guys are not new to this, the top ones are TubeBuddy, vidIQ, and Morning Fame. I've personally used both TubeBuddy and Morning Fame, and I do love both of them. I think they have pros and cons, but I personally like TubeBuddy for really just a lot of reasons. I can go into that in another video, but it's really good. You see, as giving me my ranking, is this video going to perform well? So I did this research beforehand, okay? And then I also made sure every time I make a video, I put these keywords into YouTube before I even create the thumbnail. So first I'm looking at the title on TubeBuddy. I'm understanding what the specific keywords are and specific title, and then how to write my description. But then what I'm doing is I'm actually going and I'm looking before I've even published the video, and I want to see, like, this video is from 2 years ago. I not only look and see what are their thumbnails looking like, the colors, the facial expression, all of it. I'm actually also looking at what the content of their video is. Okay. So I do all of that. And then I come up with something that's a little different, because I don't want to do something that everybody else has already done. I don't want to be repetitive. And also, I want to understand people have really short attention span. So when I'm scrolling through, my personal experience scrolling through on YouTube, I'm scrolling through which thumbnail appeals to me. Now, this might appeal to somebody else's audience, but that doesn't appeal to my audience. That's how I'm thinking. These are my brand colors. So starting out, making sure I have my brand colors on my thumbnail. Anyway, there's a whole thing about color psychology, but for some reason, this thumbnail really stood out to people. And it's also a known problem. It's already known by TubeBuddy and all the other companies that study this algorithm, that this is a keyword that people are searching for, and that it's getting traffic within YouTube and within Google. Okay, so sometimes it can be really a risk, and you'll see, like, I have done research and then certain videos don't take off like they did with this one. And I'm still studying every day, so, like, I'm not going to pretend I know everything about YouTube SEO, because I'm still learning it all every single day. But these are the things you want to check on. And so then we want to go into Google. And this is super cool. It's super important to check. Okay, people are scrolling through. If your video starts to perform well on YouTube, then Google wants to publicize you. It just makes sense, right? Because this is actually something fairly new, like within Google search results. They didn't used to promote videos. But I'm serious, like, I really hope you guys understand this, that it isn't that hard. If you do the research beforehand, YouTube wants you to do well. Google wants you to do well. I have had videos within the first couple days of publishing my video, I can see it on the first page of Google search. And that's because I've done all the SEO work beforehand. Now, there's many other factors. It might not end up performing well, but all of those top performing videos, the top 5 videos on my channel, they all ended up on the first page of Google search, keywords that people wanted to know, problems people wanted to solve. Okay, and then it's cool, if the video starts to perform well, it gives you the time codes. So that gives you a chance, if people just kind of, I want some quick information. You know how you are when you're searching on Google. you might just go, oh, let me click on this part of the video, this time code. So, Google is helping. All right, so I'm gonna actually stop sharing for a moment. Now, I wanna actually give a little story, okay, because I love storytelling and I think this is important to share. Okay, so to be transparent, now you saw that video got a large number of views and it continues to get about 1,500 views every week. And it cracks me up. I have to say, it absolutely cracks me up because I almost didn't publish that video, to be completely transparent. I literally thought to myself, I don't like this video. I'm going to either go back and reshoot it or, I didn't want to publish it. Even though I already did the research and I knew this is a good topic, but there was a technical issue from my perspective and my vision experience as a videographer that it didn't meet my standards. I was like afraid to publish it for a minute. But I had trained myself already. I was like, I'm not going for perfection with any of my YouTube videos. If I spent the number of time on my YouTube videos that I spend with my clients, it would just be way too much work for me to post my own videos. So I lower my expectations. But with that one, I was literally like cringing. Like, oh God, I hope too many people don't see it. And then I was just like blown away that it's now the number one video on my channel. And it just makes me laugh because it's such a telling experience of how it's so important to just let go of perfection and just keep going. Because literally the problem, the mistake that I in that video, it's like nobody else has commented on it. Nobody else has pointed that out. So anyway, that is just so important for you guys to understand. Okay, so now we're just going to go back and briefly look at the other videos. So go back into YouTube Studio. And thank you. I'm going to just post a reply here. Thank you, Thaman. And yeah, awesome. Okay, so I just want to take a moment and say that the rest of the broadcast, I'm just going to be going into a few different videos. Actually, let's just do two more, okay? And I also do want to give away 5 copies. I want to give free access to my Udemy course, which let's just go into it right here. Actually, I don't think it's going to show it. So it's going to show the course as it looks when you join it. So you'll see here, it's called iPhone Video Mastery. This is on udemy.com, and I have 2.5 hours of content, and I want to give away free access to 5 people. So since we don't currently have a large number of people on the live stream, and that's okay, go ahead and type a comment, and I'm going to give away in the next 48 hours access to 5 people. And all you have to do is say, yes, I want to be in the giveaway. Okay? So I'm going to write Access. Okay. So then I'm just going to share the course URL. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do, we're going on 30 minutes here, and I know that people pop in and out of the stream. So the last thing we'll do is just look at another video. So one of the things that you can do once you have a good performing video on your channel is you can start to make other videos related to that topic. Okay, we're just waiting for this to load. Thank you for your patience. Do you guys have any popcorn? I don't have popcorn in here, but yeah, this is where I'm going to do the giveaway. So I'm going to put names in here. Okay, so oh, I need to verify it's me. All right. Oh boy. Okay. All right, Wayne. Sweet. So let me see here. Ha! They want me to verify my Chrome password. That's interesting. Okay, I won't be able to do that because they're asking me to verify the password, and I apologize. I don't save my passwords in my Chrome browser, so um, it would just take a little bit of time to do that. But I think this is a good overview for this live stream, and I'd be happy to do more live streams in the future. And I do apologize, for anybody that wanted to join right at the top of the hour at 3. We had that little snag with the privacy settings and sharing my screen on StreamYard. But once it's set up, guys and gals, it actually is so easy to do. And yeah, I would love to do this in the future and continue to have a conversation with you as my channel is growing. And also let me know in the comments, what topics are you interested in? What would you like to know more of? I mean, I'm always looking at the analytics, of course, but I love to hear from you guys. And, are you interested in editing? Are you interested in more videography, mobile videography, specific editing software or apps, or related to video marketing? How do you get your videos out there on different social media sites? So I'm just going to continue sharing as I'm learning YouTube SEO, and I find it super fascinating. And I'm really, really grateful to every person, every single view. It just makes me really in awe to see that many people. And I think we have a lot of people from Asia. We've got people in India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and then I think 23% the last time I looked from the US. We also have a lot of people from Europe. And I thank each and every one of you from around the world for supporting my channel. And I will continue to do whatever I can to help all of you make some great videos and also grow your own YouTube channels. All right, thank you everybody. And again, put your name in the comments so you can get free access to the course. Thank you everyone and have a beautiful day.